Alright guys, so it's Brendan with Cheeky Truth. So we've got a special guest on tonight. We've got the boys from Aussie Heat, who are actually like kick-ass performers, male strippers, would you say? Yeah. At Planet Hollywood. Definitely worth come checking out. What's the show all about, Ben?
The show's very, very hands-on. We're known for being very, very hands-on. Everybody's got a professional background in dancing, so we're actually dancers, we're not just strippers. It's very, very interactive is what we're mostly known for.
So we've got good-looking guys with Australian accents, done some kick-ass dancing, taking your clothes off throughout the show. All right, so what are your names?
I'm Adam.
I'm Chad.
Simon.
Nathan.
Ben.
Patrick.
Lenny.
All right, guys, so we've got a few questions for you. My first question for you tonight is, what's it like being a performer on the Las Vegas Strip, coming from Australia? What's it like? Let the public know. Who wants to answer this?
I'm gonna speak, respectfully, raunchy. Nah, it's for me personally, it's a dream come true. As like a lot of Australians know, it's very hard to get working visas or contracts in America. You have to be at like a very, very high level. So for us to get this contract and our visas here and perform for like one of the biggest entertainment capitals of the world, it's like a big tick off the goal list. Nah, that was perfect.
I mean, yeah, as he said, it's a huge privilege to be here and just meeting all the other entertainers that you get to see and getting to, you know, bump shoulders with everyone and see what the entertainment industry is really about. So it's a massive learning experience for us personally, but also, yeah, just exploring new ventures and meeting new people. There's nothing better.
Do you find Australia's got 23 million people, America's got 350 million? Do you find the level of performance in Vegas is just at a whole new level and it pushes you guys to be better? Or is it just inside you guys push each other, or?
Vegas is like, this is a little known fact. Actually, if you think about it, it would be pretty obvious, but it's the highest concentration of like world talent in the world, I think. With all the like shows that are around, Cirque du Soleil, dance shows, Jabberwockies, like, it's just such a high caliber of performance globally. To be here amongst them at all is just like a privilege, and it's insane.
Stand out like you guys are. You've got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah.
You can't just have an accent here.
Do a flip, Simon.
Like, you mean microphone, you gotta flip.
And then yell Leroy Jenkins when you do it.
All right, guys. So obviously, I'm an Aussie in Vegas. I love it. What's it like being Australian in Las Vegas? Who wants to take this?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
What I like about it the most, we definitely get away with a lot of stuff by just putting on the accent. Whenever you're in a bit of trouble or you need to get out of a situation, you really hey, that sort of thing. Like, make sure they can't understand you. Put on a bit of a charm and a smile. See? Nobody understands what I'm saying. See? And you just get a smile. Like, yep, on your way, away you go. But no, definitely just being in another country it's pretty big. The attention from being Australian is a big plus for us. Like, it does help us massively. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty normal life. Like, we're normal dudes, and Lenny's got something different to say, so we'll pass it on.
No, that's exactly right, Benny. I'm not going to change anything that you have to say, but I will say, like, coming here for the first time and just seeing how many Aussie-themed things there are in Vegas was a bit of like what's going on here? You know what I mean? There's so many Aussie-themed shows, Aussie performers, Aussie hygiene products in the supermarket, for example, that I've never heard of before. But, you know, that don't exist in Australia, but there's something about Australia that Americans really like, I feel. So I guess we're lucky to be here for that reason.
For a small country, America, like every single American I've met, first place they want to go is Australia. It's every single person.
I really love how you can just drop cunt constantly. And nobody gives a fuck because you're Australian. It's like in Australia, it's just like, you know, what's up, cunt?
It's an acceptable word in Australia these days.
Yeah, this cunt over here is fucking sick cunt. And Americans are like, what?
All right, guys. So obviously, you all live here. You don't get to go back home very often. What's the one thing from Australia you wish you had here? Is it type of food? Is it? What is it?
Melbourne coffee.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, coffee's the biggest thing. And Melbourne breakfast. Adelaide breakfast is terrible, but Melbourne breakfast is off the chain.
Guys, if you haven't been in Australia, breakfast here in America sucks compared to that. It's horrible. The food here is horrible compared to Australia. Anyone else want to take this?
I mean, I'll just. I don't take it. I'm just the beaches. Yeah, and I'm just gonna completely agree with what you just said. The food here sucks. Yeah, I love salmon. Salmon is like my favorite thing to eat. I haven't had salmon in about a year because I hate it here. I can't eat it. It's horrible. It's like it's not fresh. And I've been to like some fancy restaurants who had it. I'm just like, this is it's just it does. I don't know what it is. It's the same. It's salmon, but it's just different. I don't know.
That's true.
You know what I miss?
What do you miss?
I miss
Anastasia.
being able to walk into a room. Well, yeah. I miss being able to walk into a room and switch a light switch, and the light on the roof comes on, rather than it being a fucking lamp that you're plugging in or some shit.
What about kettles?
I don't know what happened there, man.
Kettles.
Architecture just skipped an entire fucking.
Kettles. Do you know how they
Electric kettles.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't know what a kettle is, it boils water. It turns cold water into hot water without putting in a pot on the stove.
Put it in a microwave. They use a microwave here sometimes.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. All right, so let's flip the question around. What's something from America, besides girls, you could take back to Australia?
You ruined that one. for us.
Extremely liberal gun laws.
Oh, get
No comment.
Probably, I think I like what I like about Americans rather than Australians. Australians have tall poppy syndrome, so they try and shoot you down if you're doing really well. Americans do this thing where they just pump each other up. It's to the point where they're like, it's almost ridiculous, but they're like, oh, I'm great at this, or he's great at this, and they kind of pump each other up. Australians do the opposite. When someone's good, we tend to put each other down. So, yeah, because we don't want people to get too big for their boots. But Americans don't have that. They have more of like a positive attitude. Like, that's great, you're doing this business, that's amazing, I love it. Whereas when you tell Australians you're doing some business, they're like, oh, it's a fucking stupid idea. You know, so even if it's a stupid idea, even if it's a little bit pacifying, Americans are a lot more positive, and especially when it comes to dreams and goals and things like that. So if you have a big dream, like moving to another country to be an actor or doing something big and difficult, Americans will follow you.
I definitely agree on that. I feel like the more you succeed in Australia, the quieter your friends become, the more isolated you become. It does happen here, but definitely not as much, because it is like the land of opportunity. People do become great, successful entrepreneurs.
And I think also the thing I'd take away from America back to Australia is, apart from like positive attitude, this, that, and the other, is people not taking themselves too seriously in terms of when they're out, you know, at a bar or at a club, not being so self-conscious when they're going out dancing and just enjoying themselves. Like here, people like really just go out and dance no matter what age or whatever. We are in Vegas. You're right, but hey, I feel like that's going to be true in a lot of places. Well, no, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Oh, it's part of America, is it not? Is it not? It's.
Lenny's spot on. The girls in Australia need to know how to shake their ass. That's what we need to bring back to Australia. Girls in Australia like this. And girls here just get dirty. And I love it.
All right, guys, from the Aussie point of view, what's the most attractive thing about a girl? What do the Aussies like about girls? Let's get everyone answering this one.
We'll start with me.
Most attractive thing about a girl is confidence.
Yeah, ass. Just good. It's great. There's great asses in America. I'll be honest. They work very hard.
Stereotyping. For me, I'd say wit or sense of humor, because I'm a dickhead. I joke around all the time, especially when I shouldn't have. So if a girl puts me in my place, that's a big tick for me. Yeah.
All right, so we got confidence, ass, personality, like humor. What do you think?
In Australia, or especially in Adelaide, South Australia, we have a huge kangaroo population. If a girl can't single-handedly wrestle a kangaroo, I'm just not fucking interested. I'm sorry.
He's probably not even joking. His parameters are fucking ridiculous.
So they drop down from a 10 to a fucking 5 straight away.
I'm going to follow that and say intelligence.
I love hips and lips.
Yeah.
Lips.
All the lips.
Smile and eyes.
Smile and ass.
And eyes.
I second that. Smile and eyes, 100%. And then humor.
Yeah,
But then the rest goes, sounds pretty good too. But I don't know about the kangaroo though. Besides the kangaroo. All right, guys. So what's the sexiest accent to you guys? Let's start up this side.
We'll go around. It's between French and Portugal. Not Portugal, but like Brazilian. Yeah, Portuguese. Yeah, not from Portugal, but from Brazilian speaking.
Yeah, I'd say South.
Portugal's a country, right, dickhead? Yeah, it's not just a language.
Portugal's not a language, it's Portuguese.
Yeah, I know, I was saying not from Portugal.
South American is the sexiest accent.
French.
Possibly Russian. Possibly. But American accents, depending on where from in America.
Okay, what part of America?
I really like South Carolina.
Yeah, I
That's
second that.
Southern Belle.
Southern.
Oof.
The yowl. So girls, if you come to the show, pretty much one of the guys is going to like any type of this accent. What we got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Malice, some American thing. I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I love it. Minnesota. Kind of sounds like Irish in it. They do. Minnesota. Obviously, I love San Diego the most, but Minnesota's alright too.
I like it.
San Diego.
I like a southern girl's accent, or like a Canadian accent as well.
Ooh, Canadians, yeah. What's the question again? We're just naming places in America. Sexy accents. Sexy accents. Well, when it's unexpected, like when you look at someone and you're like, this person's from Texas or this person's from New York, you just, you kind of assume this person's from somewhere just by the way they dress or whatever. And then they just flip it on you and they just sound like something else. And you're just like, whoa, that to me is attractive. Even, it could be anywhere, but when it's unexpected, that's what I like. Yeah. I unexpect the expected. Yeah?
You like the surprise. All right, guys. Thanks so much for your time. Last question. What's the craziest shit you've seen happen in the show so far? How long do we need? We need a few hours for this, or?
Excuse me.
The microphone.
A girl, she licked my armpit once. It's pretty great. For me, for her, not so good, but pretty crazy. Yeah, she was a lappy, and she's like, "Can I do you a favor?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I lick your armpit?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Well, there was that time where we did the doctor routine. Dildo got slapped down on the ground, and one lady decided to run from the back of the stage, hands on the stage, and just mouth covering the entire thing. I saw she got to the bottom. She got to the bottom. It was literally this long. And it
How big was the dildo?
It was like the size of this thing.
She got halfway down.
Holy shit.
We were just like mid-route.
She definitely had a good dig. I'm gonna go for the one where I stood up and told a girl to rip my pants off for me, but she kind of grabbed my underwear at the same time, ripped everything, and my old fella came out, slapped me straight in the ankle.
Benny, you're so flexible.
My crazy story was I was giving a lap dance to about 5 big women, and I was standing on the chair like this, and all her friends went and grabbed my arms around my back like this, and she started pulling down my pants to suck my dick, and I was like, "Help me!" to the other boys. Simon, yeah. So Simon, yeah, exactly. He said, "You want help?" I said, "Yeah," and yeah, that nearly happened. So then he had to come and save me.
My best one was when I went to give a lap dance to a girl, and she said, "I'll give you a lap dance." So I sat down. So she took a running start from about, and mind you, she's about 250 pounds. She took a running start and did a forward flip onto me, like flipped onto me. I don't know what the fuck she was trying to do, But she completely fucked it, kicked me in the face, kicked me off the chair, and I like almost fractured my wrist. I couldn't use my wrist for fucking 6 weeks. I said, you're a fucking moron.
Lappies, during lappies, doing one of the slide on the knee things with the head in the crutch. Me. It's a novelty thing. You don't actually like fucking put your head in their crutch. But this girl like hooked me in with her legs and then pulled me in. She just wouldn't let me go for a while. And I was just like stuck there until I was like, I had to fucking tap or some shit. Yeah, it was real awkward.
Tapped it?
I did have to tap, yes.
There's one where the dildo gets pulled up, and normally Chad does it, but he was away that week, so Lenny was filling in to give the dildo a good yank, and it must have been a little slippery. I don't know why that was. No reason why. But he gave it a good yank, and then he let go of it, and it was like going through the crowd, like flopping around, hit some guy straight in the shoulder. I could see the whole thing in slow motion. I was like, yeah. Would have been better if it was a face, but it was still funny.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. So come check them out. Aussie Heat, Planet Hollywood. Amazing group of guys. Got the Aussie accent, got the Aussie look. Great guys, really friendly, really down to earth. Come check them out. Thank you.